Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I hope you will consider subscribing. So today I have a festive recipe for you. We're going to be making cranberry orange bread. If you follow me on social media, on my Facebook or on Instagram, last week I posted a picture of a delicious loaf of this amazing bread. Perfect for the holidays. Who doesn't love cranberry and orange together, right? It's so festive, so fun, and this is a really easy recipe to put together. You probably have most of the ingredients you need in your pantry. But you know me, if you've hung around my channel very much, I like to add flavor any way that I can. So once again, because it's the holidays, we're going to be making it special. I'm going to be using some Cointreau in the cranberry orange loaf, just to bump up the orange flavor a bit. You can use any orange flavored liqueur that you like, or you can leave it out entirely. You could also substitute some orange flavored extract instead. I'm just really trying to infuse a lot of orange flavor here, and I love baking and cooking with liqueurs anytime I can. Now, I know some people get turned off by the whole liquor thing, but honestly they add flavor that you just can't get any other way. So I highly recommend it. But like I said, you can totally leave it out. It's optional, or you can use orange extract instead if you want to bump up the flavor some. So we just need a few ingredients. You need flour, you need baking powder, a little bit of salt, we need some neutral flavored oil. I'm using canola. You need milk. For your milk, you could use any milk you want really, but the higher the fat content, the more moist your bread will be. So I'm using 2%. Whole milk would be fantastic here, but 2% is what I had on hand. You're going to need some vanilla extract as well, 2 eggs. Going to need some orange zest. I use the zest of 2 large navel oranges. That yields 1 to 2 tablespoons. I want to bump up the flavor as much as possible, so I use all of the orange zest from both oranges. How much you want to use is up to you. I highly recommend at least a tablespoon. I also used some fresh squeezed orange juice. You need a half a cup. I used my 2 oranges, my 2 navel oranges is what I used for this recipe. That yields enough to give me the half a cup for the loaf itself, and then I have enough left over to make the glaze. So that's pretty much it. So I'm going to bring you in close and we're going to get started. Okay guys, here we go. I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. To that, I'm going to go ahead and add my orange zest. I have about 1.5 tablespoons of orange zest. It's about the equivalent of the zest from 2 large navel oranges, and I'm just going to mix that in with my flour to get it nice and coated. To that, we are going to add 1 cup of sugar. I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to give that a really good mix. Make sure everything's fully incorporated. Okay, now we're going to start adding our liquid ingredients. I am going to add 1/2 cup of fresh squeezed orange juice, 1/2 cup of milk, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. You want something that has no flavor to it. And we're going to give that a good stir. Then we're going to stir in 2 eggs. You want to give everything a nice mix. You want the eggs fully incorporated, but you don't want to overmix. And that's what's nice about the Danish whisk. It prevents you from overmixing. Then I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. We're going to add about 1 tablespoon of Cointreau. Give that a little stir. Then we're going to gently fold in 1.5 cups of fresh cranberries. And I'm just going to use a spatula here. Just want to gently fold them in and make sure you don't have any flour that's not stirred in on the bottom. And then I have a 9 by 5 inch loaf pan here that I'm going to pour this in. Make sure that you either grease it or spray it with nonstick cooking spray really well. Okay, this is going to go into a preheated 350-degree oven for about an hour. You don't want to overbake it or it can cause it to be dry. You want it to just be done. So once you get to the 55-minute mark, make sure that you start to watch it really well. Okay, so once your bread is done and you've let it cool, we're gonna make just a simple basic glaze. I've got about a half a cup of powdered sugar here. To that, I'm going to add some juice from my leftover orange. You only need a teaspoon or so, teaspoon and a half. If you wanted to, you could also add a little bit of Cointreau or whatever liqueur you use, just a tiny bit, like a half of a teaspoon to a teaspoon. It doesn't take much. And then we're just going to stir that together. Okay, you just need enough liquid in your icing so that you can drizzle it. You could also use milk if you wanted to. I like the orange juice because it adds flavor. Again, you could use the orange extract here. Then I put a piece of parchment paper underneath my cooling rack, and then I just drizzle it across the top. Okay guys, we are back. I let my bread cool, like I said earlier, and then I put the glaze on it that you saw me make. In light of full disclosure, it still is a tiny bit warm, but I wanted to get my video wrapped up here. I want to show you how beautiful. Not only is it tasty, but it is absolutely stunning. Is that not beautiful? All those beautiful red berries at the top with the glaze. So yummy. Who wouldn't want that for Christmas morning or a nice snack Christmas evening? Perfect. So anyway, the proof is always in the tasting, right? See, here's another look at it. Isn't that yummy looking? Okay, so let's give it a taste. It is really nice and moist. It has a really nice crumb to it. You've got all those beautiful berries on top. It's so good. And the Cointreau puts it over the top with extra orange flavor. It's got a really nice punch to it. So I hope you'll give the Cointreau a try. Really, really tasty. Perfect, delicious, fun, and festive for the holidays. I hope you'll give it a try. Thanks for coming along with me today. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them for me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.